We're going to the Tavistock Centre to meet Akala, a very well-known rap artist in the UK. Yes.
We took a trip to see Akala, who's best known for his music that raises the consciousness about the deep-rooted struggles of modern British life. Since winning his MOBO award in 2006, he now represents the hip-hop Shakespeare company. He starts by comparing the poetry of hip-hop artists such as Mobb Deep with those of none other than the literary genius of Shakespeare.
Really growing up listening to loads of great music, the poetry in Shakespeare's words was always very clear to me. Even though I didn't like necessarily the way I received Shakespeare in school, the uses of drama, the poetry in drama was always something that was clear to me from music. But it was only in later life I went back and really started to study Shakespeare. I did an English A-level and stuff like that, but part of one, I was playing football at the time as well, so it was kind of, did half my college. But English GCSE I did very, very well. And so I've always had that passion for language. Shakespeare's seen as the ultimate, most unattainable, most intellectually challenging symbol of British elitism in many ways. So I think pulling down the barriers around Shakespeare is, if you can pull down the barriers around that, you can pull down the barriers around almost anything. So it's a very deliberate and conscious choice. A friend of mine who's a composer said yesterday, the external world is always trying to impose itself on you, and an artist is someone who has their own internal reality and tries to project that back on the outside world, and I suppose that's what I'm trying to do.
Using quotes from Shakespeare, Akala asked us to write lyrics on the topics of power, love, greed and politics.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
I've defeated them all, but I have not won the war. Still struggle to survive, and struggle to live life. Trying to get up a job, but my life's so bad. Trying to get a message across, but I'm not gonna walk.
Positive is what we need to gain instead of us being in pain. Can we always be the main person? Can we brush aside our issues?
But then everyone has their own way of approaching the writing process. And so even if someone's quite new to writing, often being new to something is how you kind of stay creative and innovative. When you've become set in your ways, you have a way of approaching something that is established. Whereas if you're new to something, you can just kind of almost be more free in a sense. 4.
So my soul,
The devil, price was cheap. It was cheap, then crack on the streets. With on my shoulder, dodging the heat, riding the beat, smoking the weed. Money's on me.
Look outside, the sun shines bright. It's all right. Let's go out at night. Gonna check my friends in the ends. I think I'm gonna meet them down at Ben's.
4.
I think our country since beneath the oak, power and money divides up our folks. There are powerful winners and poor losers who, in a better world, we could all be achievers. Who is it to say people can't change, people can rise?
So yeah, I'll use the Shakespeare quote, there's daggers in the smiles of men. There's daggers in the smiles of men. Money could buy a friend. Friendliness could be a tool to hide the vile intent. Some like to try pretend, caught in a cycle when they kinda end up with a violent end. Lessons learned from lies and getting hurt. I reckon words help, but they never work. We're sold a lie, now we're trying to impress the world. Hence a smile can be a lie hiding something worse. That's from day every day.
Jeez.
Really good, really strong. Zubair, don't just throw it away and let it be something you don't think about again. Try and build on that piece. Writing is very important, language is very important, you know. Our ability to use language will give us so many opportunities and chances in life and help us deal with so many different situations, you know, and to decode what's going on. So it's important to practice stuff like this. We're not trying to turn everyone into rappers and MCs. That's not the point of the task at hand. Is really command of language and being confident with language and confident in speaking in public, because there's very few things you can do in terms of life goals without being a good public speaker. Really, drama exercises and rapping exercises are about learning those, what we call soft skills, that you can take with you into life. So hopefully you pick some of that up today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For more information, visit hiphopshakespeare.com.
I thought it was good.
Ricky, your bars were actually alright, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying, they actually are.
Close up on your face while she
I'm
was
saying
there.
his bars were alright.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know.
Have you still got them?
Yeah,
I've learned.
Yeah, they were
Is it? Go, come we do a round two, come we do a round two, come on.
Come,
I'm not doing a round two.
Yeah, Ricky.
Come, round two, come.
There's daggers in the smiles of men. Money could buy your friend. Friendliness can be a tool to hide a vile intent. Some like to try pretend, caught in a cycle win. And ending up with a violent end. Lessons learned from getting hurt. I reckon words, they never work. We're sold a lie trying to impress the world. Hence the smile can be hiding something worse.
Yes! Oi, yes, Ricky! Yeah, go on.
That was right, wasn't it? That was right.